Have you ever had to deal with that annoying person that nobody likes? That you might get a knot in your stomach if you find out that you have to work with them or serve them or do something for them? It's an unpleasant feeling, isn't it? But in today's episode, I am going to give you a spiritual tool that I have found that helps turn those unpleasant people and those unpleasant experiences into wonderful, positive experiences. My name is Bethel, and I am dedicated to giving practical tips on how to live a life of bliss, joy, and freedom. And if that sounds good to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the juicy tips that I have planned for you. A long time ago, I had my first job working in a bank, and a lady would come in that everybody despised. She was grumpy. She had a frown on her face. She was known to yell at the staff. And when she would come in, it's amazing how many people all of a sudden wanted to go on break. And I saw this happening around me, and I decided that I would take the challenge on and see if I could get this lady to like me. The very first time she came to I was at my teller window, she yelled at me, and I just sat there and I smiled and I said, "Thank you, I hope you have a great day." And the next time she came in, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be one of those people that all of a sudden remembered I had to go to the bathroom. But I decided, hey, let me see if I could make her smile today. And so she came to my window, and guess what? She yelled at me again. And I went home really discouraged, and I started asking myself what I could do to help shift the dynamic between this lady and myself. And I ran across this technique. I now know that it's by Neville Goddard that talks about revision technique. It is a technique where you see the person inside of you and as whole, as healed, as complete. You visualize successful interactions with that person, and you see yourself getting along better than you've ever gotten along before. And so I decided to take this on, and I saw this lady and I laughing and having a good time in my head. And the next time she came to my teller window, we weren't laughing and having a good time. However, she didn't yell at me. And I said, there is something here. I continued to see this lady as a whole, healed individual, and I was determined to make a positive outcome between her and I. It maybe took a few times, but I would say to this day, this lady is one of my friends. She quickly became one that would wait to come to my teller window only. She only wanted me to help her. People around me thought it was funny because she was laughing. No one thought she knew how to smile, let alone laugh. And all of this came from my intense desire to make sure that I could see her above and beyond an angry old bitter lady that came into the bank. We can do this with everybody in our lives. This revision technique that I mentioned about is a way to clear ourselves. What I did had nothing to do with that lady. It cleared how I thought, saw, and spoke to her. I refused to see her as anything other than a glorious being of light that through my own actions, I could get her to remember it as well. Clearing our space is the most powerful things that we can do in our spiritual enlightenment. And this revision technique is another tool to help your space stay clear. At night, revisit your day. What was unpleasant about it? Let's use my example of my bank lady. I would go to bed at night and the lady yelled at me. So what I would do is take a vision of that lady in my head and I would rewrite the story. How did I want the story to go? Did I want her yelling at me? Absolutely not. I wanted her laughing with me. I wanted her to be my friend. I wanted me to get the job done. I wanted her to like the bank and come back again. And I wanted my boss to be impressed with my customer service skills. And so In my brain, I saw that happening. And I revised the story over and over again until that became my truth on what happened that day. By doing that, I put a bunch of good, positive energy into my space. I cleaned out all of the ugly feelings that I had towards that lady, towards any unpleasant feelings I had towards my boss for the fear of bad customer service. And I created a beautiful story that when I saw her again, I was able to play off of being friends rather than being enemies. This revision technique has been shown to work in so many lives, in so many spaces. Remember though, you're not controlling another person in this revision technique. The more that you embrace it, the more that you clean your space around you, the more that you have no option but to have nothing but that beautiful, happy energy come back to you. Or it won't come at you at all. It will be just repel off your auric field. So this technique is beautiful. It helps you take complete accountability for the energy in your life. It gives you a new story, and who doesn't like happy stories? I challenge you that when something unpleasant happens in your day, rewrite it, revisit it, make it be a beautiful, wonderful story, and clean that energy all around you so you can shine the light that you came to this earth to be. Good luck, my friends, and until next practical tip, keep rewriting your story. Namaste.